A woman's life is challenging, at every stage. As a child, you are the one they call into the kitchen to cook while your brother is watching TV with daddy. So growing up, it's being a woman you are encouraged to have a responsible life.
The male gender influence thing made me resolute, made me who I am today, made me the rolling stone I call myself, like I'm a rock coming down from the top of the hill. You better get out or you get crushed, because ain't no man telling me to sit my butt down in the house. It's not happening.
Fanning the embers of hope is the coping mechanism for female entrepreneurs in Nigeria. This requires a lot of resilience to the heat that comes with struggling to make ends meet. The mission is to survive. Business is the vision. Starting small, the strategy.
So my mom kind of tried to bridge the gap, so we made sure we didn't lack the basic things of life. So she was into a lot of businesses. She did her farming business. She was also selling foodstuffs. She was into so many businesses at every time. Though my dad would always say, I don't want my wife to stress, so I can take care of you. But of course, when he didn't have, she had to stand up. So she was always doing one thing or the other. And she made sure that we participated in everything.
Then for my mom inspiring me, my mom was a bank manager before their bank shut down, Savannah Bank, assistant manager. My mom was married to a wealthy man. My mom used to work very hard, not because of the wealthy man didn't provide, because she wanted to have an identity for herself. So I told myself, if my mom could do that, I too can do that. I can work very hard, no matter the field I'm in. So she also inspired my journey.
Mothers mentor them to do business. They are, by experience, aware of the challenges peculiar to female entrepreneurs. However, nothing prepared them for the bigger battle.
COVID. Is anybody in Nigeria first? COVID didn't affect. COVID affected everybody. Like, be you rich, poor, be you high, small, whoever you are in Nigeria, COVID affected. Now, what COVID did to Chipsy's oven, oh my God. First thing first, COVID happened and things we buy for, let's say things we buy like 2 naira, went up to 10 naira. COVID happened and cost of living became so expensive in Nigeria, even for my workers. So when the workers are complaining, when the community is complaining, like even those that buy cake, everybody now started buying smaller portions because no more big parties. We had to do a lot of refunds. COVID hit us like boom. And COVID happened, I think in Nigeria, COVID became so loud 3 years ago in March season. And after March is April. That's after Lent, after the Muslim fasting. And that's when big parties happen. So we had to do a lot of refunds because a lot of people went on Zoom weddings. So that's affected the business greatly.
Honestly, COVID, the pandemic, has been the most challenging, I believe, scariest part of our lives, scariest part of our lives. Sure. Never has there been a time when we had to, close shops, close the doors to our house, don't allow family in, don't allow friends in, don't even go out yourself, because there was a time they said COVID was in the air, It was such a challenging time. It was so scary. Every day at night, I would check the statistics all over the world and I'll be like, tell my husband, it is now 1 million people in this country. It was such a scary time. And so business really could not be priority. It was you trying to save your life and the life of your children. So at that time, I remember, I had to announce on Instagram that we were closing, life is more important, and so we closed.
Just like it affected so many things, COVID-19 dealt with human beings. And it came like a bang. Just like that, without any plan. They said there was this, you will be looking for the COVID-19, and you don't know whether it's coming from up or from down or from you don't know what to imagine what it will look like. So when it started, we were not taking it serious until when you move out to the bank or whatever, they say you close your nose, you do this and that, and you won't shake anybody. And then you notice that people stopped even eating what you prepared.
Most of the people here in Nigeria suffered it a lot. Outside Nigeria, some of my uncles or my nephews, they will tell you that though they are facing the COVID-19 also, the governments are bringing food to their doorstep. So thereby they were able to have some savings. So they helped out.
COVID-19, it hit us, and it hit us hard. We had to close down, we shut down completely. And my workers were hanging around thinking it will open soon, but it wasn't soon. I would say it affected my work, it affected my workers. In fact, it brought me down. Actually, I had to struggle to pick up, for the business to pick up again.
COVID really is a setback for me and a lot of other people I know in business, especially small business that are trying to grow. It wasn't a good time for a small business. Maybe business that were already stable. Well, but those of us that just started less than 2 years and we're already hit badly now, it's not funny. If COVID hadn't happened, I would not have given my goods out on credit. There would not have been reasons to do that. They would have money to buy. And if they don't have money, I will go out to other places and get my goods supplied.
The government had announced the disbursement of funds in form of grants and loans during the pandemic. However, it sounds strange to some women.
All the loans, all the applications, no one came through for me. No one actually. And I've tried to, okay, we had to do some courses and all of that, everything that needed to be done at that point to get that loan. I wasn't even going after the grant. I was going for the loan, but I still couldn't access it. There were times we're hearing you need to drop so amount of money to get so amount of money, and for your 10 million, if you can sort so amount. At some point, it became dirty. We're getting all kinds of, are you ready to let go of 3 million if we give you the 7 million? I wasn't going to. I was actually running a business. How was I going to pay the 3 million I'm going to dash you?
What I would say about grants and what do you call them, palliatives in Nigeria is most times when the government is giving out something. Now, I will not say they didn't really give. They may have given. But when this information comes out, the people who are privy to such information take it to their family members and their close friends. Those are the people that will hear about it and apply and do the necessary things. So for you don't have someone in the inner caucus, forget it, you might not hear about it.
There's been a time they said they were going to give loan by NDE. We filled forms. They say 500,000, 1 million. This. Sometimes again, you see maybe your relation will come and bring some funds and say, this is from this bank. They are going to give you. You just bring money and open an account with the banks. There are some banks that open the account and put some money till tomorrow. So paying this amount of money, they are going to give you this. You wait and wait till tomorrow. You don't get anything. So I've not gotten anything.
So funding as well is something, you know, I know that there are some government agencies out there that give funds, you know, to businesses, but I really don't know how far it goes, you know. So we applied for one maybe earlier on in the business, and they were asking for certain things that a small scale business will not have, You know, I'm a small business, you're asking me for my 3 years financial statement, audited financial statement. You know, I'm barely making enough money, profits. How do I get an auditor? How do I pay an auditor, you know, to give me financial statements? So if you're saying these loans, these grants are for small scale businesses, then you shouldn't have requirements that for big scale companies, you know, to be able to access those loans, you know. So we've not been able to access any government loans. We've not been able to access any government grants.
They know the way forward, but this will take more than willpower.
Money, oh, money. Now money. If you build shop, give me shop without money, what will I do? I go there and take my mat and lie down and there sleep. Hungry will kill me more. Now money I need. Money for empowerment.
You ever had a one-on-one with someone who is really up there that I can have one-on-one and tell the person what I think the person can do? First thing first, when you help a woman, you help a nation, you help a lot of people through that woman. So I believe in empowering people.
When you empower a woman, it's not just about her. Like, I have a lot of people I support too. So if I'm not okay, they are not okay. Most men is just their girlfriend. But we do beyond that. So whatever they can do, we will appreciate them. But please, they should be lenient with women when it comes to loans and grants.